Hi everyone, welcome to Astrolife on Instagram. Well, today I'm going to talk about something I just noticed from yesterday. And yes, usually I don't really focus on entertainment news or gossip. That is not my focus in astrology. I know a lot of people like reading or watching the famous people's chart for example, to look at those famous actor and actress, but that is not my, attention in the astrology. But what drew my attention is from yesterday, the 13th of the July, the so-called SAG, I think it's a Screen Actor Guild in America. They started the strike. And that is pretty interesting because I was like, oh, Hollywood is on strike. But wait a minute, I remember couple months ago I heard about the same news. What's the difference? Then I went back to news. I realized 2 months ago, from the 2nd of May, I think the so-called Writers Guild America (WGA) already start a strike in Hollywood. Their point is about they're fighting for the better pay and also want to include the health insurance into their contract, which, to be honest, from someone who living in Europe or for someone who living in Taiwan, we have a very, very good health system, public health insurance system. I would just like, oh yes, if you're living in the United States, you definitely need some very good health insurance to protect yourself. So I started to understand why they're fighting for. And so I went back to check all the history about these things. I find some interesting point I want to share with you. But in the beginning, I want to share with you something that is fascinating, because as an astrologer, we don't read these kind of big things. We don't usually just focus on current transits, so-called, oh yes, Venus is stationary going to retrograde, so the actor is on strike. Well, there is an impact there, but we usually looking at the much bigger picture. So, for example, I think most astrologers will agree we will look at from maybe the Aries English chart or Cancer English chart. So let's go to look at this chart, okay? Let me turn my camera to another side so I will share my screen with you. Okay, here you are. Well, here you look the Aries English chart 2023, and I use the location with the White House in the District Columbia. But okay, you will notice that Saturn is very close to the descendant. Usually the planet on the angle, we should focus on it. And why the Saturn is important, not only Saturn is in Pisces, yes, related to image, and the moon is also in Pisces, but more important, I will have to move here. Look at the bottom of the chart. You will see the Capricorn is ruling the 5th house. What is the 5th house? 5th house in the mundane astrology is about the entertainment, children, and also the competition and the sport. So this tells us yes, it definitely have some impact in the entertainment industrials, so include Hollywood. But moreover, if we turn this chart to Hollywood, what will we see? Okay, let's see. In the Astro Guru, they have a very good function is you can change the location. Now I already changed the location. Let's see. Have you noticed that? Fascinating. If we switch the Aries English chart to the Hollywood in LA, then you will see Pluto is right on the descendant. Any planet on the angle is worth us to pay attention. Pluto is the treasure buried underground. Pluto is extreme. Pluto is also plutocracy, those super rich and those elite. Does this chart tell us they are dominated in Hollywood? Yes. Have you noticed the Jupiter conjunct with Chiron? Jupiter conjunct with Chiron is also very close to MC on the angle. And so with the parent of Pluto and Jupiter, that is definitely an issue talking about these super rich people, their impact in Hollywood. Okay, this is not the only chart tell us the same situation, because the event happened around from the May, and now the actor joined them. So let's have a quick look in the area in the Cancer Ingress chart. If we look at the Cancer Ingress chart from the White House, interesting, it's very similar. You will see Saturn again on the angle, very, very, very close to the descendant. And then again, the Saturn still ruler of a fifth house, and Pluto, this time Pluto in the fifth house. And if we move it to Hollywood, again, you will see the same thing. Look, this time we have the Pluto at 29° Capricorn, and we have Chiron on 19° Aries, and is conjunct the MC. So we can really see from the either Aries Ingress chart or the Cancer Ingress chart, we can see this kind of effect. Okay, if we turn this chart into the astro map, what would you see? Okay, for people who are not familiar with astro mapping skill, I have to tell you, because I know astro map is a phenomenon in the for the popular astrology world at this moment. A lot of people talking about the astro mapping and the ACG chart. But do you know the ACG chart is based on the normal natal chart? It shows you if you move the same time, same chart to another location, what would you see on the angle? What will you see on the angle? For example, when I look at this chart, I already know. If I look at this chart, I already know I will see the Pluto descendant line and Chiron MC line near California, because it shows, the map shows where the planet will be on the angle. Okay, this is most people don't know, but it is based on the chart. So when you see the map or astro map based on Cancer Ingress chart, have you noticed here? Here is Los Angeles, Hollywood, and you can see this one is Pluto. Sorry, let me move a little bit. Pluto line starting from here and then coming down, cross Los Angeles, Hollywood. So, and the Chiron is not far, still near California. So we can see this is the Cancer Ingress chart. So if you can interpret this with the astro mapping skill, it is very easy. How about that go back to look at the Aries Ingress chart. It will show us the same thing. Even I use the White House as the chart, okay? Now I turn on the map. Again, okay, you will see here, again, Pluto. We have Pluto descendant line, okay, coming down and go near Los Angeles. Okay, this is still pretty close, okay? And then we also have a Jupiter line in the United States West Coast. Okay, this is the part of the, I think, the recent situation that we will realize. Either you use Cancer Ingress chart, Aries Ingress chart, if you draw it from the capital of White House, or you just use Los Angeles, you will have the same result. And on the map is just another form of interpretation. Okay, astro map is just another form of interpretation. Now, let's come back to the astrology and the mundane astrology itself. Let us go back through the history about all these type of strike. Okay, I mean Hollywood strike. Okay, there's two. So this time is the biggest one, I have to say, because you have the writer, screenwriter, they are on strike, and you also have actor and actress, they are on strike. So let's go to history. I still remember why I noticed this, because I still remember back to 2007 and 2008. Back to 2007 and 2008, there's a huge the screenwriter strike in Hollywood. Of course, during that time, you are not aware about what's happening. But the year after, you will see all the series you like, include The Bomb, include Big Bang Theory, is affected. The program has to cut down to maybe like a 10 episode for that season or something. And some actor even complain about when they get script, they have nothing, they have to improvise it. You know, that is have a strong impact from, if you look at it from nowadays. Okay, that's 2007. And if you go to check the news, the last couple time when the actor, when the Hollywood actor are on strike, first, year 2000, but I think in the year 2000 would be the commercial actor in a strike, and you have 1980s, and you have a 1960s. I'm not lying. 1960, 1980, and year 2000. If you are among them astrologer, I think it rings a bell. Yes, we are talking about Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. We are talking about Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. So, during this time, there is every time when the actor and actress or even include the scriptwriter, they are on strike, there is a Jupiter-Saturn aspect. For example, you say 2007, there is no Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. But 2007, there is Jupiter tri-Saturn. And this year, yes, we don't have the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, but at this moment, I remember there's a few episodes of Astro Live on Instagram. I invite Lian. We talk about the Jupiter-Saturn sextile. We are currently experiencing Jupiter-Saturn sextile situation. So this is much, much bigger. This is much, much bigger than the so-called strike or individual event. This is a big event about our society. And if you notice, that is the beginning is 1980s, and you realize there was the first time Jupiter-Saturn conjunct in the air sign writing, okay, communication. So, and then in 2020, that was quite interesting. That 2000, there was smaller one. And now we have a big one joined force by writers and actor and actress. And that's pretty interesting. And another thing is, if you look what they asking for. There's about the better pay, and there's also about the better contract. Yes, I know, because we know with the inflation and also the very, very powerful the economic inequality. I don't want to totally go that way, but we know this is our society. Rich people are super rich, and they have a lot of money to spend. They get private jet flying everywhere, and they spend they spend a lot of money to to join a trip to the space, or take the Titan submersible to go to the sea, to show I have a lot of money I can spend. It is very interesting. Today, I have to say, well, I don't want to sound too terrible, but I just read the news about the Disney CEO, okay, Bob Iger, just say, oh, the actor and actress are not being realistic with the strike. You know what is not realistic? The realistic is these super rich people have a lot of money, and you spend it in the old terrible place and destroy our environment. That is unrealistic. Okay, I think I'm totally stand with those writer and actor. They ask for better pay. They ask for health insurance. I couldn't imagine that. I couldn't imagine I have a begging for my health insurance, and that is terrible. Okay, so I don't want to go that far. But you know what happened? What when we talk about this, what is important? Let's think about again. Last time, when the screenwriter, when they are Hollywood screenwriter, when they are on strike, is end of 2007 until beginning February of 2008. And what happened that time? During that time, Pluto moved from the 29 degrees Sagittarius to 0 degree Capricorn. And what we have now? We have recently Pluto moved from Aquarius back to Capricorn. I already say, with this kind of a movement of Pluto, Pluto is trying to remind us the work we have to do. Okay, those inequality, those dominating, we have to focus on. So this kind of a Hollywood is a big, I think it's just a kind of a sums up of whole situation. There is all around the world, in every industrial, in all around the world, there's inequality there. There's inequality there. And Pluto in Capricorn showing us this inequality, and we are fighting for. This is one thing. Another thing is quite interesting is also the screenwriter and the actor. They are worried about the AI technique to take their jobs away. I agree, because it sounds very terrible, and I'm playing with a lot of AI image. I definitely know how AI can do. So for example, if I'm not here, well, my colleague can really just use my voice or use the script I wrote, and then play on AI and play an image there to help me, to run my business. Image actor and the writer, they lost their job for this. It sounds very terrible. Well, but in another way, I think, yes, their worry is true. We should worry about that. But in another way, AI is still not that strong. They still have a lot of glitch, which we don't need to worry too much at this moment. But yes, with the improvement of technique, I think one day, AI can really do those actors' job already. We know the animation. Okay, so so they are in one way fighting with the inequality of economy. In another way, there is Pluto move into the Aquarius. So they are worried about the AI can cause their problem. So this is with the whole global view from the every angle, from the current situation with Venus is going to very soon is going to stationary and retrograde. And second, there is Aries English chart have a Pluto go close to Hollywood, and the Aries English chart and the Cancer English chart, and also in the United States Aries English chart and the Cancer English chart, you have Saturn ruler the fifth house about entertainment is on the descendant, and then you also have the we focus on the Pluto move between Capricorn and Aquarius. This is pretty interesting. All this together can explain from the astrological view of this Hollywood's strike situation. And I already said, this is not single event. This is a long term. And you notice the strike, between the strike and the Jupiter-Saturn cycle. This is fascinating. Okay, so if you like, please share and also tell your friend about my Astro Life on Instagram. Sorry. Also, today at 8 p.m. UK time, me and my colleague other mountain astrologer, we will join together. We will have our once a month horoscope mountain astrology discussion at the YouTube AOA UK1. So if you want, we will talk about Ukraine situation, and also we will talk about the what happened in Afghanistan at this moment, of course, and we will talk about what happening now. Okay, so see you later at 8 p.m. UK time. Bye.